I work with two brothers, and we farm several thousand acres on this farm. It's a very diverse farm, probably one of the most diverse farms in Northern California. We raise a lot of processing tomatoes, which are used for things like ketchup, whole peeled tomatoes, pasta sauce, pizza sauce. We raise a lot of sunflowers for hybrid seed. We have alfalfa, wheat, corn. We raise cucumbers that are used for pickles. We raise about 5 or 6 different types of peppers that are used for all kinds of different condiments and packaged foods. We raise wine grapes, walnuts, olives. So again, a very diversified farm over a large number of acres and very well balanced. We use fertilizers and pesticides on our crops. The advantage we find with fertilizers and pesticides, fertilizers allow you to achieve your maximum yield potential in your field. We try and have all of our fields, our soils, and our fertility rates balanced to achieve the maximum potential of each crop. We can fine-tune how much fertilizer each crop needs by taking soil samples and finding out what is already in the soil before we plant the crop and matching our fertilizer use to the needs of the plant. The pesticides, we have both herbicides and insecticides. Herbicides are a very effective tool to keep our costs down by controlling weeds so we can minimize the amount of labor, especially hand labor, that we have to use in the field. So herbicides are an important tool for weed control, and again, when you can control your weeds and your plant has an ability to produce on its own without a lot of competition from weeds, that's going to maximize your yield potential. Insecticides we use as a tool to protect our crop if we should have any incidents where pests move in. We can isolate what we need to control and use an insecticide to control that pest to protect our crop, once again, to make sure that we're going to be able to maximize our yields to achieve the full potential of what our soils and our area can produce every year. So if I didn't have these fertilizers and crop protection products to use, I feel like we'd be farming with one hand tied behind my back. And there are so many resources that we have to achieve balance, yields, economic stability on this farm that without those tools, I think would completely disrupt something that's taken years and years to build. Our farm has changed tremendously over the 30 years that I've been farming, and every year is a learning experience. We've used these fertilizers once again to maximize our yields and pest control products to control infestations of pests. If I didn't have those tools, my costs would go up, my risk would be a lot greater, and I believe the economic sustainability of this farm would be in jeopardy. A tremendous amount of regulations these days. There's many government agencies that make rules, that have restrictions, different laws that come down. I think if you would have asked me when I started farming some 30 years ago if I'd be able to deal with the types of regulations we have today, I probably told you I would have quit this business a long time ago. But I do find that these agencies have been effective over the years to open our eyes to really what we need to do, not only to protect our workers, but to protect the environment. Oftentimes regulations can go overboard, but it seems like we've been able to find a balance between the regulators and the needs that we have on our farm.